Before we start, ask yourself this. When did Michael Corleone, the decorated war hero, the outsider who wanted nothing to do with the family business, truly die? Was it the moment he pulled the trigger in that Italian restaurant? Was it when he lied to Kay about his involvement? Or was it much later, when he sat alone, staring into the abyss of his own power, realizing he had become the very thing he fought against? We don't just watch a man change in the Godfather trilogy, we watch a soul be systematically dismantled and reassembled into a monument of cold, calculated power. It's not a transformation, it's an execution of the self. The tragedy of Michael Corleone isn't that he became the Don, it's that he had to destroy Michael to save the family, only to find he'd destroyed the family in the process. This is the definitive deep dive into the chilling metamorphosis of Michael Corleone, from hopeful idealist to the ultimate tragic king of the underworld. Stay with us. The answer to when Michael truly died is more complicated and far darker than you think. Welcome back to Sacho Visions. Today, we're not just analyzing a film character, we're performing an autopsy on a literary and cinematic giant. Michael Corleone, played with icy brilliance by Al Pacino, remains the quintessential figure of tragic destiny. The arc of his character across The Godfather Part 2 and Part 3 is arguably the greatest character study in modern cinema, a searing portrait of power, corruption, and loneliness. Someone who had to sacrifice themselves to preserve their power, and did it without a moment of hesitation. Cost of going legit, and why his quest for redemption was always doomed to fail. Get ready for a deep dive that will fundamentally change how you view Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece. But before we start analyzing this character, if you're like me and a die-hard fan of the Godfather series, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you get notified whenever we post a new video. Let's go. Phase 1. The Outsider and the Murder of the Soul. The key to understanding Michael is his initial, sincere rejection of the family's world. At Connie's wedding, he is the decorated war hero in uniform, explicitly telling Kay,
"That's my family, Kay. It's not me."
This line is not a lie, it's a declaration of a genuine, hopeful future. His entry into the mob life is not a voluntary choice, but a response to trauma and necessity, a temporary measure. The first definitive step into the abyss is the attempted assassination of Vito. His decision to retaliate, "I'll do it," is the primal scream of a son protecting his father. He volunteers to commit murder, something utterly antithetical to his identity. This is where the transformation begins, a moment where Michael has to choose between the moral wines he set for himself and saving a family that's in danger, and he makes his choice without a single moment of doubt. The pivotal turning point is, of course, the scene in Louis' restaurant. Michael, the clean-cut American, the war hero, executes a police captain and a rival mobster. The raw panic, the clumsy handling of the gun, and the immediate profound silence afterwards, these details underscore that this is not yet a hardened killer. This act, however, is his baptism by fire, marking the irreversible moment he becomes involved. The exile in Sicily is not a refuge, it's a period of dark incubation. He falls in love, he marries, but the idyllic life is shattered by the car bomb, a brutal reminder that he can never truly escape the blood he has shed. When he returns to America, the hopeful outsider is gone. What arrives is the calculated, controlled, and deeply scarred man ready to take his place. Phase 3. The Consolidator and the Icy Throne. The Godfather Part 1 culminates with Michael's accession. The film strategically cuts between the baptism of his nephew and the execution of his enemies. The irony is suffocating. He is both the Godfather in the church and the Godfather orchestrating a massacre. When he lies to Kay,
Don't ask me about my business.
No.
and she sees the steel in his eyes, the final curtain descends on the old Michael. The lie is his new reality. The Godfather Part 2 is the examination of the psychological cost of consolidation. Michael has achieved his goal, stability, safety, and legitimacy. Yet he is a man trapped on a throne of ice. The narrative cleverly contrasts Vito's rise, which was fueled by a desire to protect his community, with Michael's reign, which is defined by paranoia and isolation. Vito built a family, Michael begins to destroy his. The pressure cooker of betrayal leads to the most chilling act of his reign, the murder of his own brother. Fredo's betrayal, born of insecurity, is unforgivable in the cold calculus of Michael's logic.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
This line encapsulates the tragedy. It's not a business decision, it's a personal, emotional wound that Michael chooses to cauterize with a bullet. By ordering the hit after their mother's death, Michael breaches the final, sacred boundary of family. This single, unforgivable act is the zenith of his power and the nadir of his soul. The iconic final shot of Michael alone by Lake Tahoe, his face a mask of impenetrable regret, is the price tag of his absolute power, absolute solitude. He saved the family business but lost the human family. He's no longer making decisions as a war hero, he's making them as the Godfather. He becomes a man driven solely by one thing, eliminating all threats against his family. But at what cost? Phase 3, The Penitent King and the Broken Cycle. The Godfather Part 3 focuses on Michael's quest for legitimacy and, crucially, redemption. He is older, ravaged by diabetes, and consumed by the guilt of Fredo's murder. His lifelong goal to go legit is now a desperate attempt to cleanse his soul. The Vatican deal is not just business, it is his attempt at a secular penance. But the cycle of violence is not easily broken. Michael's past actions have created a vacuum filled by new, dangerous players, and his attempts to escape only drag him and his children deeper into the mire. His family is now openly resentful. Kay is terrified of him, and his son, Anthony, rejects the family name entirely to pursue music. The final, crushing tragedy is the death of his daughter, Mary. This event is the universe's ultimate, brutal judgment. Michael's sins are finally visited upon the one person he truly wished to protect and save from his world. The shot that was meant for him, an act of retribution for a lifetime of violence, takes his innocent daughter. His life's effort to secure his family's safety results in the ultimate devastation. The famous, silent scream of agony he delivers upon Mary's death is not just the cry of a heartbroken father, it is the complete, final surrender of the Don. The powerful man is reduced to a wailing, broken shell. The film ends not with a grand explosion, but with Michael, years later, alone in Sicily, an old man dancing a mournful dance before collapsing and dying alone, in the sun. It is a death marked not by power, but by loneliness and ultimate failure. He achieved every goal, but lost the only thing that mattered: his soul, his humanity, and his family's peace. In the end, after fighting so hard for the family he wanted to protect, nothing remained for him. In solitude and silence, he closes his eyes on this world, coming to terms with the horrific consequences of his decisions. But the big question is, was Michael truly responsible for this fate, or was he merely reacting to the events that unfolded? The enduring power of Michael Corleone's story is its warning. Absolute power is a corrosive acid. It promised him security and legitimacy, but delivered isolation and death. If this deep analysis resonated with your own reading of the Godfather trilogy, let us know in the comments below. What do you believe was the exact moment Michael Corleone lost his soul? Was it the murder in the restaurant, the lie to Kay, or the killing of Fredo? Share your thoughts. We read every comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more definitive cinematic analyses, and make sure that notification bell is active. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of one of cinema's most complex and tragic figures. Michael Corleone is a mirror reflecting the destructive nature of ambition and the impossibility of escaping one's own darkest choices. We will see you next time as we continue to dissect the giants of film and literature. Until then, keep watching and keep thinking. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.